This thing is really special to me. I just got it not too long ago, just before this last tour. This is a 1971 Les Paul Custom
Awesome.
that I found at a flea market.
A flea market.
Yeah,
How did you do that?
I don't know. I guess it was supposed to be mine.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it heavy though?
It's not. This one is a good one. It's compared to Les Pauls. It's pretty light. It's like 9.5 pounds.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not the lightest guitar like a Telly or something, but for a Les Paul, it's great.
Yeah, I imagine that it sounds fantastic.
It's insane. Yeah, well, my favorite guitar at the moment right now, and I have a lot of guitars, but this one is special.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and it's old and it's been played, and the pickups are original. Everything on this thing is original, and it's been sitting in a closet, I think, for like 25, 30 years, and until I picked it up, and I just did a full tour with it, and it was great. It was great.
Kick-ass X. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Well, you're a collector, just like me. I could, I can get lost easily in your studio for sure. I'm a gear nerd too, so yeah, I can get it.
Cool.
Uh, Speaking of all this gear and maybe tones, I know that you guys work together with pretty big names like Bob Rock, for example.
Yeah.
What do you think? How did he maybe change your sound or influence your sound sonically, or maybe songwriting in a songwriting perspective?
Yeah. Well, you see, guys like I don't want to say guys like Bob Rock is a legend because he's really good at what he does. That's that's the for. I mean, first and foremost, he's really good at like producing, and he's a really good in giving directions, and he has really amazing pair of ears on him. He hears things really clearly, and he knows how to get to where he wants to go fairly quickly and how to do it. When it from in each step too, it's like he's good with the arrangement, he's good with tones and sounds, and he's good with like editing and studio stuff. But one thing that I learned from Bob over the course of us working together is, you know, I got my own studio. I produce bands and whatever, and I don't have millions of dollars worth of gear like he does, in studio. The difference is that when I get a guitar sound here in my studio, I get like a couple of amps on a couple. I get a couple of amps with a couple of mics on them, and I get like I put them through my favorite preamps and into the interface or whatever. It sounds good. It sounds great. But I often find myself like tweaking, EQing after, or with Bob, it's like the guitar sounds, for example. He has the best guitars, like just out of the box. Like he has like all the vintage stuff. He's collecting it. He's been collecting it for years, before it was super popular. But he has like a 59 burst, and he has like a 62 335, and he has a real telly from the 60s. And so it starts there, and then he's got really great amps, and then the microphones are amazing, and then the Neve console is fantastic. By the time he gets to the mixing stage, there's nothing to do. Like it's all there, It's like the sound has already been crafted much before it got to the mixing stages, And the focus then becomes not on the tone. The time that you spend in the studio is not about, well, we need this EQ and this thing to do that. It's like a mixing doesn't take too long because everything is already sitting really well in the mix when you got a good arrangement and great gear. So that's something that I've definitely taken away from Bob and the way he works. But the most important thing that he does is arrangement, and he knows how to get he knows how to get the song to the place where it needs to be.
your music, every time I listen to it, it sounds like coffee, you know. It feels like a rush of adrenaline in the morning.
Oh, nice.
How do you guys come up with those stuff? How do you write these songs?
Well, it changes drastically. Can give you a couple examples. For example, there was on a last album, the song that opens the record. It's called "This Is Who We Are Now," and on that particular track, um, we were driving through Texas one time on tour, and I think it was after a show in the middle of the night somewhere, going back to our hotel or something, and I just heard this like chorus in my head. This is who we are now. This is and PY was sitting next to me. Was like, just take out your phone a second, just record this line. And he recorded. It was it was a voice memo for a long time. Then when we finished that tour, when we came back to Montreal and started working on this record, I I had this chord progression in my head that I really liked, and start playing it in the studio, and then basically Dave and PY just kind of jumped in. We never really planned any of that, and once we kind of got a groove together for the verse, I think that Leela just felt so inspired by it. She just kind of jumped up, she grabbed the mic, and she basically freestyled both verses right there on the spot, and those are the lyrics that you hear on the record. Um, she wrote them right there in one shot, kind of thing. Later on, we recorded a song with Bob Brock, and we redid the production of it. But the essence of the song was born from this one night just driving to the hotel after a gig, and this really free, open jam that we had in the studio one day, and we put the two ideas together and came up with a song, which is like one of my favorite songs that we've ever made. Other songs, on the other hand, are more personal, and sometimes it's just me with an acoustic guitar, and I'll write something that's very emotional to me, or something maybe that I went through, or something that I imagined going through. But then the second I bring it into the machine, to the damn truth, it's like everybody hears it a bit differently, and I think that's the magic of being in a band, is that you write something and you have a kind of a direction and an idea of what you want to do with it, but once you kind of present it to people that you really trust and love, and they take it to where they feel it, I think that's where magic really happens. um, I have songs that I wrote that are they were ballads really when I wrote them, and they came out as some of our heaviest rock songs. And there's magic to it. If you have an open enough mind for that kind of thing, then I think that's the magic of being in a rock band, really.